My name's Ethan Braid. Today we're going to talk about how much dividend income you could receive for a $1 million investment in iShares HDV ETF. First, we're going to talk quickly about what HDV is. Then we're going to take a look at the historical dividend and the growth rate of the dividend. Then we're going to finish up with a forecast for how much dividend you could expect to receive for a $1 million investment in HDV. HDV is a large cap value ETF. It has a very low expense ratio at 0.08. HDV's stock style is biased towards value investing. You can see that large, mid, and small all lean towards value investment style, and the fund is almost exclusively invested in the Americas. The fund's asset allocation is 100% stocks and cash, over 80% in large and giant capitalization stocks, 17.5% mid cap, 1.5% small cap. Over the last 12 months, the dividend yield has been 3.6%. There are 82 holdings in the fund, and the weighted average PE is only 16.38. Compare that to the S&P 500 or SPY ETF that trades at 24.75 times earnings. HDV is 1/3 cheaper on a relative basis than SPY. The top 10 holdings are names that everyone will recognize: Exxon, J&J, Verizon, Coca-Cola. There is some concentration here, over 14% in the top 2 holdings, which are in energy, and the largest concentration in the top 10 is going to be in healthcare, with Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, and Merck representing a little bit over 15%. Now let's take a look at the historical dividend and the growth rate of the dividend. The dividend yield for HDV has been really consistent for the last decade, averaging 3.55. What I've done for this illustration is made a $1 million investment on January 1 of 2014, 10 years ago, and then just tracked what the dividend distribution has been throughout the last 10 years. What we're assuming in this illustration is that the dividends were spent or reinvested somewhere else. Here's our ending balance each year for the principal that we've invested. Really encouraging picture here. The dividend growth rate has been 4.74. In our first year, we received $34,893 in a dividend that year from HDV. And then you can see that the dividend has grown very nicely over the last decade, finishing in the last year, 2023, with $55,423 in dividend that year. Now let's estimate how much dividend income we could expect to receive over the next 12 months for a $1 million investment in HDV. To estimate how much dividend income we will receive from HDV for $1 million in the next 12 months, we simply take the current trailing 12-month dividend yield of 3.6% and multiply that by our $1 million investment, and we come up with $36,000 of dividends. Now, it is possible that we might receive more than that, and potentially a little bit less, depending upon what happens with the underlying companies in HDV. If companies raise their dividends throughout the course of the year, then you might get more than $36,000. And if we were to see a recession and maybe some dividend cuts, then possibly the dividend could go down a little bit. But $36,000 is a very good baseline projection for the next 12 months. In this inflationary environment, dividend-paying ETFs or stocks give you a lot of inflation protection. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gets you thinking, helps you better analyze your investments, and overall improve your family's financial plan.